The name Spekboom literally translates to bacon tree, but this lush, emerald succulent with juicy, round leaves and unmistakable lemon flavor is very far removed from its namesake. Growing up to 5 meters tall, one tree can absorb up to 8 kilograms of carbon dioxide per year. It manages this feat by being able to open its pores at night to continuously absorb CO2. A spekboom is about 10 times more effective at absorbing carbon than a pine tree. It is a frontline soldier in the fight against global warming.
A spekboom can't burn, so it can live up to 200 years, and when it dies, all this become a compost, goes back into the earth. So spekboom is the most efficient carbon sink in the world today. It's acknowledged all over, and it's mostly only here in the Eastern Cape that we've got this. And it can take a good stand of spekboom on a farm, can take about 4 tons of carbon out of the air per year, per hectare.
The spekboom also grows in the Western Cape, but it is most at home in the Eastern Cape. Here it is also known as the elephant's food and forms an important part of the diet of the giants in the Edo Elephant Park. An elephant can consume up to 200 kilograms of spekboom per day.
Ek dink dit is 'n wonderlike plant die voeding vir diere as jy in droogte tye
I think that it's a wonderful plant. It provides shelter for animals when it's drought season. If you get 20 liters of rain, the following day you will have food. It's not like other plants where you have to wait for 2 to 3 weeks for it to produce food. It produces food quickly. It's great for the atmosphere too.
En dan soos ek sê, hy's baie goed vir die atmosfeer, vir die aardverwarming. It's a wonderlike plant, absolute wonderlike plant.
Lerato has been growing spekboom on his coconut farm for years. The hardy plant needs little encouragement to grow. It's also easy on the pocket. Simply cut or break off a piece of spekboom, let it dry out for 1 or 2 days, and then stick it in the ground.
It's an important part of our heritage, spekboom. There are very few other plants that can photosynthesize or transform carbon dioxide into oxygen as well as what spekboom does. In fact, it can actually do it after dark, and very few other plants can actually do that because it retains so much of its heat during the heat that it gets from the sun during the daytime. So it sequestrates carbon dioxide back into oxygen at a rate that very few other plants in the whole world can do.
This spekboom is also more than just a food. A spekboom thicket stimulates biodiversity as it enables other plants and animals to grow and live in it. Environmentalists say that the Eastern Cape is producing one of the highest numbers of spekbooms in the country, and it's therefore important to preserve it for future generations. It's not only providing food for animals like the elephant, also providing shelter, but experts say it can also serve as a form of vitamin C. Apparently, it can also be used as a salad when you are making that light special dish. Sour but tasty. Lerato Thipa, SABC News, Kirkwood in the Eastern Cape.